Hi guys! It's raining, it's so exciting. So you guys are all invited today to sit with me and listen to me talk about my favorite tarot deck of all time. Like, this is my desert island deck. Um, if my house is burning down and I could only save one deck, it would be this one. Like, this is it for me. Obviously, if you have your own favorite deck of all time, like, I'm not saying you're wrong, but to me, this is the best deck that's, like, ever been created, ever. And it is the Tarot of Delphi. So beautiful. I haven't really seen very many reviews on this deck on YouTube, so I'm excited to share what I think with you guys. And as you can probably already tell, it's really positive. So this deck is curated, so it's a lot of different art that somebody decided, let's make a tarot deck with all of these different famous paintings. The back of the deck, the back box explains it better than I just did. The Tarot of Delphi is a fine art tarot deck curated with pre-Raphaelite, symbolist, aesthetic, academic, and neoclassical art from the Victorian and Edwardian eras. So, I don't know anything about art. I'm not an art person. I'm not, like, an art fan or anything like that. I'm just not an art person. But that being said, this art style, whatever it is that it just said on the back of the box, that probably means more to art students and appreciators than it does to me. This style of art is my favorite. Like, whatever it is, I love it. I couldn't explain it to you, even though I just read it off the box. I probably couldn't tell you what it is, but every time I see this particular style, I'm just like, yes, whatever that is, I like it. So that's number one for me, already top deck material, just because of the art style itself. So in the deck, in the box, which is a super sturdy, like, awesome box, by the way, you get the cards and you get this little booklet. It's basically the Tarot of Delphi equivalent of the little white book, even though it's not quite as lame looking as some other little white books, but it is really basic. Like, you get kind of like this much on each card. Just a little bit. If you are new to tarot, you will definitely need a book to accompany this with if this is your first deck. But they do quite a bit with that little paragraph. Like, they give you quite a lot in it, which is pretty exciting. They also, one thing that I really like is they have the painting and the artist next to, if you can see that, next to each card. So, like, it says, whoops, where's my finger? Hero of Cups, and then right under that is the painting and the artist. And that's super helpful for me because there's a lot of paintings that I saw in this deck that I'd never seen before, and I was like, oh my god, that's so pretty, like, I love that painting, I really want to, what is it? And you can just go in the book and it'll tell you right away what the painting is. So that's really cool. You get really brief couple spreads. You get let's see if it'll focus here. You get a 3-card spread and a couple different meanings that you can do with that 3-card layout, and then you get just a brief kind of diagram of a Celtic cross and a really, really, like, 1-sentence, couple words, keywords, brief explanation on each of the parts of the Celtic cross. So, not like the greatest book, but I mean, it's helpful. I like it. So I'm going to show you guys my favorite and my least favorite cards. But first, there's a couple of things, just like logistical things, to kind of explain. So the first thing is that you get 2 Empress cards. You get the traditional, like, tarot version of the Empress, who is very, like, the message of fertility, and she's very kind of sensual and very beautiful, and you get that image. And then you also have the option of picking more of, like, an imperial or royal Empress as more of like the political equal of the Emperor. So those are two kind of different feels for the Empress card. Whichever one you like more, you can decide to use. I actually just use both. I'm like, what's one more card in a deck? I can still shuffle them, and so I like to throw them both in there and see which one comes up, because which one comes up is more telling knowing that there's another one in there. So 2 Empress cards, and you get to choose. Another thing is that they took the court cards and they changed them a bit. So instead of getting like the page and the knight and the queen and the king of each suit, you get the devotee. I'm using the cup suit as an example. You get the devotee, you get the artisan, you get the, I'm covering up the words, you get the enchantress, and you get the hero. So it's a little bit different. The book explains the difference between all of them. Let me actually read that to you real quick because the explanations are pretty short. You get the devotee is devotion to what the suit represents. The artisan is using the suit's quality in productive ways. So like, how do you make that a tool? The hero is the really energetic, like fiery kind of expression of what the suit is, and the enchantress is the conscious application of the suit for desired ends. So like, how do I rein this in and make this powerful for me? So you get that. It is in the book, so if you forget, it's not like the end of the world, and I actually really like this kind of approach. It's just different. So now let me show you my favorite cards here. I'll show them to you really quick because there's a lot of them. Really, the one that I wanted to talk about specifically is this guy, this girl. She is the 9 of coins. And the reason that I love this card so much is because I feel like it shows that the curator nailed Hera. She gets Hera. She just, I love it. And I will read to you the explanation of this card in the book because that's really what sold it for me. The 9 of coins. A woman leans comfortably in a doorway. Wealthy Greco-Roman homes had courtyards with flowers, vegetable gardens, altars, statues, mosaics, fountains, and fish ponds. The gardens provided shade, beauty, and bird song as well as food and water. The poppies and the woman's peacock feather fan are emblems of Hera, Roman Juno. As supreme mother goddess and queen of heaven, Hera was matron of protection, success, and productivity in all things. Thank you. Finally someone gets it. Like, finally someone didn't take Hera and make her like head bitch or like revenge or any kind of negative thing. They didn't lump her in with Heracles. Like, she gets her own thing and it's positive, and it's more of the message that like it's more true to who Hera is than anything that I've seen before. And so this card just means a lot to me to see that. There's the 10 of coins, which I just like because it shows the meaning of the card really well. Just prosperity and family and all that. The Enchantress of Coins, which I love this painting. I had never seen really this painting before. It's called Invocation, and I love it. I'm obsessed with it. Oh, a couple of the major arcana cards, the names have been changed. So instead of the Hanged Man, you get the one torn asunder. And there's, I don't know if you can see, there's Orpheus's head in the pool right there. Instead of the tower, you have the shipwreck, which is so cool. I love that. And then instead of the devil, you get the siren. Again, of course, I love that. The 10 of Swords has one of my favorite paintings ever of Icarus. Everybody says it different. Everybody maintains that their way is correct. Correct me, please, if you speak Greek, because I don't. There's the Three of Cups here, which I just love the water and like the bathing image there. Whenever the Three of Cups has that like bathing aspect to it, I really like it. We get the Six of Swords, which again I just love because of the whole siren deal. There's Odysseus tied to the mast. You get Strength. I love this card just visually. I think it's beautiful. My camera is like not showing you how gorgeous these colors are, but the colors are really vibrant. The red and the flowers on the floor, the different colors of, different colors of the animals in the back. It's just a very vivid, vibrant card. So I really like that. You get the Knight of Swords. He's watching. I don't know if you can see like how distressed he is on his face. He's got a really distressed face. But he's watching the ash fall from the sky in Pompeii. He's a Pompeian guard, and the meaning of this card is he's standing there, still standing at his post, even though he sees his death like literally falling from the sky on him, and yet he stays in his post, and it's that duty and that honor, even though you know that it might not end well for you. So I really like this card. And then the last one, the High Priestess, and that famous image of the Pythia at Delphi. So beautiful. I love that. So there's only a couple cards that I really don't like in the deck, which is part of why it's my favorite. There's only 3 that I thought of the whole... Oh, here's the back of the cards, by the way. There's only 3 that I saw looking through it to pick out the ones that I didn't like. And the first one isn't even really that bad. This is the sun. I like the image. I do like the painting, but it just doesn't like match up for the sun for me. I think of the sun as being more of a masculine card because usually there is either a god or a male baby, or, you know, there's some kind of masculine image that goes along with the sun. And so I just don't feel, I also feel like the sun is like vibrant and life, and it like shows up and it's like, ta-da, I'm here. And this doesn't do that for me. It's like, okay, she's asleep. So, I mean, it's okay. I don't hate it, but I wouldn't have done this, I think. The next one is Temperance, and I really love the card Temperance, but I just don't like it in this deck because of this. I don't feel like the art style matches the rest of the deck. Because, I mean, you take 2 cards like this and put them next to each other, and I just feel like this one is a little out of place. I couldn't explain to you what it is from an art standpoint, just because, like I said, I don't really know anything about art. It just doesn't fit for me, and so it is distracting when it comes up in readings. And then the last one, just because it makes me laugh every time I see it, just the Magician. Just look at her face. I think her face is really comical in this, and it just makes me laugh every time I see it. So it's really distracting. It makes this card really difficult to like take seriously because I just think she looks really funny in it. But it is amusing every time it shows up. So, but it does definitely detract from this card for me. So those are really the only 3 that I don't like in the whole deck, and I mean, they're not even that bad. So that is my overview of the Tarot of Delphi. They are, actually, let me keep going a little bit. They are fairly large cards, so I can't shuffle them like playing cards, like, because they just don't fit in my hand that way. And the deck itself is pretty thick. That was, I think, the first thing that I noticed about this deck when I got it, is that the deck is a thick one. But that's because the cardstock is so great. It's like a really sturdy, like you can hear it. It's a sturdy cardstock, so I do like that. It just makes it a little bit hard, so I have to shuffle them like this, like sideways, instead of this way, if that makes any sense at all. Another thing is that the cards are really slippery, so they are easy to shuffle, but it is easy for cards to like fall out because they don't stick together. It is pretty slippery because it does have like a shiny finish, as you can see in the light there. They're not like matte cards or anything. Anything else about the deck? It is an independently done deck. There was a Kickstarter for it, and I was almost a part of it, but I didn't have the money at the time, so I had to pre-order it instead of be a part of the Kickstarter people on it. I think it was $35 when I got it, which was the pre-order price. I don't know how much it is now, but you can go to, I think it's just tarotofdelphi.com to buy it. I'll put it in the description bar below because I can't remember what it is. So it is a little bit more expensive. I think it's totally worth it. I think this deck is amazing and I'm in love with it and it's my favorite deck. And so I would pay anything for this deck. Like if my copy like magically combusted or I lost it or somebody ate it, I would immediately pay any price if I could afford it to get this deck because it's totally worth it. That being said, I think this video is officially long enough. I just really wanted to rant to you guys about how much I love this deck. I love it so much. So, if you've been thinking about it, kind of eyeing it, especially if you're a Hellenic polytheist, I think this would be really good for you. But even if you're not, even if you love either the myths or just this style of art in general, I think that you will love it. There's a lot of paintings by what's his name? John William Waterhouse. I always want to say Williams. John William Waterhouse, who is I think my favorite artist. So exciting. If you love art, if you love the myths, if you love Hellenic polytheism, there's Roman stuff in here. There's the either the chariot or the emperor has the Caesars on it. So it's like a little bit of mythology, a little bit of history, a little bit of art appreciation, all just kind of thrown into one absolutely beautiful deck. So I would recommend this deck to anybody. Please go get it. If the deck creator is watching this for some reason, I love you. Thank you so much, especially for what you did with that Hera card, just this whole deck in general. Thank you so much. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye! Enjoy the rain, and Merry Christmas, and Happy Holidays, and, like, Blessed Yule, and Happy Hanukkah, and just have a great holiday season, you guys.